continuation, right, in this series. So let us begin with prayers. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Today we are going to sing a very special song. It's a Ashtaka. Ashtaka means 8 verses, octate. And this is called Chaurastakam. Chaura in Sanskrit means chor. What is the meaning? Thief. And in this Chaurastakam, the supreme thief is glorified. The supreme thief is Krishna. So why is he the supreme thief? What all he has stolen, and what kind of punishment the devotee wants to give to this thief, that is described in this song. And this song is composed by a great devotee, Srila Bilvamangala Thakur. Bilvamangala Thakur, he is a great devotee. About him, let us understand a little background so that we will better appreciate his song. You know, there are 4 authorized Vaishnava Sampradayas. What are the 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas? Kumara Sampradaya, Brahma Sampradaya, Shri Rudra. Very good. So, Bilvamangala Thakur belongs to which Sampradaya? No, not Gaudiya, not Brahma. Rudra Sampradaya. They belong to Pushti Marg, Vallabhacharya Sampradaya. You know Vallabhacharya? If you go to Dwarakadish temple, that is maintained by the devotees belonging to this Pushti Marg, Vallabha Sampradaya. So Bilvamangala Thakur belongs to that Sampradaya. Bilvamangala Thakur was a Grihastha from a South Indian Brahmana family. And in his early days, when he was a young man, he was a family man. He had a wife, he had a family, but then he was too much into sense gratification. He used to regularly visit one prostitute and he used to seek her company. Her name was Chintamani. One day what happened, Bilvamangal's father passed away and they had to perform the Shraddha and the final rites for the father. So he was becoming desperate. These rituals are taking so much time. I have to go and meet my lover. She'll be waiting for me. So all the while he was doing the rituals for his father, he was thinking about Chintamani. Physically present but mentally absent. So somehow it became evening by the time all the rituals were done, and it started raining heavily. And but he was so determined. He wanted to go and meet, associate with that woman. It was raining heavily. The river was over flooding, and but he was still determined. I want to go. Look at the determination. People are very determined for many things in this world. If somebody thinks that I have to do this will give me real pleasure and happiness, they can go to any extreme to achieve what they think they should be doing. So all of us have this Sankalpa Shakti. Sankalpa Shakti means it is a power to make a firm resolve. We all have this. Sankalpa and Vikalpa. Sankalpa means to accept something and with strong determination endeavoring to achieve it. This power we have. Vikalpa means to dislike something and to avoid it in all circumstances. We display this, no? We have this. So this Bilvamangal, he was so determined to meet Chintamani. Even though father had passed away, it is a mourning time, but he was, no, I want to go. And it was flooding, raining heavily. No, I want to go. So he jumped into the river. It's raining heavily, jumped into the flooding river, started swimming. He swam and swam with so much difficulty, desperately, somehow. And on the way, there was a dead body floating in the river. And very bad smell was coming. But he didn't mind all that. He caught hold of the dead body as a support. With the help of that dead body, which dead body is, it will float in the water after some time, isn't it? So he caught hold of it as a support and started swimming. And after some time, there was a snake in that flooding river. Okay. He thought it is a rope, caught hold of that and came out of that river, and he started climbing the building of Chintamani, because front, maybe she was living in the first floor or something. The ground floor was all fully flooded. So he started climbing the building. It is said in one place that he caught hold of that snake only, thought that it is some rope or some wire, rope or something, and with the help of that he climbed. And he went to the first floor, started knocking the door. Chintamani, Chintamani, open the door. She was thinking today he will not come because it's flooding, it's raining. No, nobody came. This fellow came. So she opened the door and she was so surprised. He's there fully drenched, fully exhausted, bad smell coming from his body and all that. So he said, you came today? Today also you came? So he said, how can I miss even one day? I cannot live without seeing you. You are my life and soul, Chintamani. Without you, no life for me. So even in this flooding river, heavy rains, I came. So she said, okay, come inside. And then she gave some dry clothes to change and wipe his body. And at that time, when he was changing his dress, Chintamani spoke something. Krishna inspired Chintamani to speak something. Krishna is seated in everyone's heart as Paramatma. We don't know, even from so-called non-devotees, materialistic people also, sometimes we may get some instruction which may be conducive for our spiritual progress. If we are attentive, if we are receptive, we can get direction of the Lord from anywhere. So, this prostitute who is apparently engaged in a sinful profession, she said, Bilvamangal, you love me so much. You have taken so much risk in this flood, in this heavy rain, not caring for your life. You have risked your life to come and meet me. So much you are attached to me. You are so much attached to this bag of flesh, blood, urine, mucus. This is what this blood body is. You are attached to this bag of flesh, bones, all these things. So much attachment you have for me, no? In this, at least 1% if you have attachment towards Krishna, your life would have been something different. You will become successful in your human form of life. You will attain the mission of human life. Now this was a flashpoint for Bilvamangal. He was feeling, she is saying like this. I took so much risk and came for her, to associate with her, but what she is saying is making sense. I have got this human life, I have got I have been born in a nice family, cultured family. I should have utilized this opportunity to become attached to Krishna, isn't it? But look what I have become. I have become so attached to my sinful activities. I didn't care, even though it was my father's death. I didn't care for that also. I came to meet her shamelessly. See how much I had become controlled by lust. And that one word that she spoke, that if you had 1% of attachment that you have for me, if you had for Krishna, your life would have been something different. So that became a turning point. It is explained that his spiritual master of his past life spoke through Chintamani. That is why it is said, Chakshudan diloje janme janme prabhu se. If you accept a bona fide spiritual master, he is our master life after life. Until we go back to Godhead, he will keep guiding us wherever we are, in whichever condition we are. That is the meaning of accepting a bona fide spiritual master. So, he got this instruction, this through a prostitute he got this instruction from his spiritual master. And from then onwards he gave up his sinful pursuits. It is also said that he plucked out his eyes. He was thinking, my eyes are meant for seeing the Lord. Now I am seeing this, I am engaged in materialistic pursuits. So anyway, so then he decided to go to Vrindavan and live there. And he engaged in devotional service, chanting the holy names in Vrindavan Dham. And every day it is said, a small boy used to come and talk to him. And he used to tell him so many things, some conversations with him and all that. And that small boy is none other than Krishna himself. So Krishna himself came to speak to this Bilvamangal, being moved by his devotional service. So that is Bilvamangal Thakur. Of course, there are different versions of his life history. I just mentioned one of them, which is more well known. So, Bilvamangal Thakur, he wrote so many books, even though he was blind. He wrote so many books. One of them is Krishna Karnamrita, which describes the pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan. And then many other books also he has written. This particular song also he has composed, Chaurastakam. In the Pushti Marga Sampradaya, Vallabha Sampradaya, more emphasis is given to the Bala Gopala, the child form of Krishna. They worship Laddu Gopal deity. So they give more importance and emphasis to worshipping the child form of Krishna. Of course, in our Gaudiya Parampara also we worship child form of Krishna, but more emphasis is given to the Kishora form of Krishna, the young form of Krishna. Young. Krishna as a young cowherd boy. This is what is revealed to us in the Chaitanya Parampara. Of course. So, let us now see Bilvamangala Thakur. Some background about him we understood. Now, he has composed 8 verses glorifying Krishna as the supreme thief. We all know Krishna is called Makhan Chor. He stole butter from the houses of the gopis in Vrindavan. And the gopis were also, they were churning buttermilk to produce butter. While they were churning, they were thinking that Krishna should come and steal this. That was their desire. So Krishna would come and steal. Right? Actually, what does this butter represent? Butter has 2 important qualities. It is very soft and it is white, bright white. Right? So, Krishna steals the hearts of the devotees which are pure, white, which are free from material contaminations, and which are the heart which is what? Soft, with the feelings of love for him. When we become too materialistic, we will not be able to develop loving feelings for Krishna. Such a heart is called stone-hearted. In the Bhagavatam it is said. People who are materialistic, who are always after money, sense gratification, their heart is like Ashmasara, iron-framed heart. It is said. Ashma means iron or stone, very hard. So, Krishna steals the hearts of only those people which have become softened by chanting his holy names, who have developed appropriate feelings of love and devotion towards Krishna, and whose hearts are pure, free from material contamination. So that is Navanita, butter. Navanita. Navanita means freshly made butter, not stale butter. Nava means new, freshly made butter. So, Krishna is called Makhan Chor. Krishna he also stole the garments of the gopis in Vrindavan. Why was he doing this? Why did he do this at a particular time?
Gopis were doing Durga Puja.
Katyayini Vrata they were doing. If you read Krishna book, it is explained. Have you read? Katyayini Vrata they were doing during the winter season, during November, December time. So they were worshipping Durga Devi, and all of them had one desire, that Krishna should become our husband. Right? So they were doing Devata worship for becoming attached to Krishna. Therefore, their Devata worship is not meant for material gain. That's the difference. So, Krishna fulfilled their desire by stealing their garments. If you read that, Vastra Harana, Gopi Vastrapaharana, Jalakrida Samasakta Gopi Vastrapaharakaya Namaha, one of the 108 names of Krishna. And then Krishna also has a special capacity to steal something He's a special thief. He steals one more thing. What does he steal? Of course, he steals the heart of devotees. He steals the heart of Radharani by his transcendental qualities. But Krishna also steals something more that Bilvamangala Thakur reveals in this song. He says, Aneka Janmarjita Papa Chauram. We have accumulated papa, sinful reactions from many lifetimes. All those things Krishna can steal. He can steal.
It's not right also he is stealing.
Yeah. For those who are approaching him, Krishna will steal. You have to just approach with sincere heart. Krishna, I want you. I want to serve you. If you go with that attitude, what will Krishna do? Krishna will steal all your accumulated sinful reactions. And another thing Bilvamangala Thakur says, anybody who becomes mad after Krishna, he will be not interested in material pursuits. Normally what people think is success and happiness in this world, pure devotees are not interested in that. Their standard of success and happiness is something different. So they become akinchana. Akinchana means they are not interested to possess even kinchit. Kinchit means very little. Even little wealth, little material things they are not interested to possess. They are called akinchana. So those who come to Krishna, Krishna will make them akinchanas. They will become pauper materially. Example for this is Bali Maharaj. We know Bali Maharaj, he was the grandson of Prahalada. Shukracharya told him, do 100 Ashwamedha Yajnas and you will be raised to the position of Indra. So Bali Maharaj, even though he was a pure devotee, he was told by Shukracharya, so he was doing the yajna. He was not personally interested. He was told, so he was doing. So now, Lord appeared as Vamana. Small boy, dwarf boy, he came to the sacrificial arena of Bali Maharaj and said, I want 3 paces of land. 3 footsteps. With my foot, I should be able to measure. That much 3 steps of my measurement. You give me that land. So Bali Maharaj said, okay, I'll give you, but you're coming to the emperor, you should ask. One full country, you should ask. You're asking this small thing, what is this? So then Vamana said, no, for me that much only is enough. We should not be greedy. Vamana said, I want that much only. So Shukracharya forbid him, don't give, he is Vishnu, he will take away everything from you. So even though Shukracharya warned him, Bali Maharaj said, no. If Lord Vishnu himself has come, that's a great fortune for me. I will go and I will fulfill my promise. He rejected Guru. Guru is supposed to teach you how to surrender to Krishna. But when the Guru himself is godless, he is saying don't surrender to Krishna. Such a Guru is called bogus Guru. And such a Guru has to be rejected. This is what Bali Maharaj is teaching us. And we know later on what happened. When Bali Maharaj gave that dana, what happened? This Vamana grew into a huge Virat Purusha. He assumed the universal form. With his just 2 steps, he covered the entire existence. Now he asked, where should I keep the 3rd step? He said, you keep it on my head. There is no other place, keep it on my head. So what happened? The Lord asked him, you please give up all this. So he became a pauper now. Just few seconds back he was the ruler of the entire universe. Now Krishna came as Vamana, took away everything. Forcefully made him pauper. He became Akinchana. And he told you, please go and live in Sutala Loka. That is your assigned position, assigned place. You go and live there. So, that's not the end of the story. Not that Krishna made him simply pauper. Right? What did Krishna give to him? He said, I am giving myself to you. Because you have surrendered everything to me, I am giving myself to you. So Lord Vamana became a doorkeeper for Bali Maharaj, and he remained there. And every day he could go, every moment he could go and have darshan of the Lord. He was just there at the doorstep in Sutala Loka. So the third stanza is saying, Akinchani Kritya. Anybody who surrenders to Krishna, Krishna takes away material possessions, material ego from a devotee, which is unfavorable for his bhakti. So he becomes Akinchani, he becomes Akinchana, a pauper, materially. But spiritually, he is the greatest gainer. He gets Krishna himself. Right? So, just by chanting Krishna's name, heaps and heaps, mountains of sinful reactions will be destroyed. That is what is mentioned in the 4th verse. This kind of a Chaura I have never heard of, I have never seen. Just by chanting his name, heaps and heaps of sinful reactions he will steal away, he will take away. This kind of chore I have never heard. Bilvamangala Thakur is saying. And in the 5th verse he says, one who surrenders to Krishna, Krishna takes charge of his life. Even though Krishna takes away all material things from him which are unfavorable, Krishna gets bound by the rope of love and bhakti of such a devotee. See the contradiction here. Krishna releases everybody from sinful reactions. Krishna releases everybody from material bondage. But he cannot release himself from the bondage of love of his devotees. This is what we see in the Damodara Leela also, right? Damodara. He is a deliverer. He is the one who gives mukti for everybody. But he gets bound by the ropes of love and devotion of Yashoda Mai, of his pure devotees. And then in the 6th verse, he says, by what all Krishna does, Yamapasha Bandham, he releases his devotees from the noose of Yamaraja. He releases his devotees from Bhavapasha. Pasha means rope. From the rope of this material existence. Samasta Bandham Chinatsi. All kinds of bondage, Krishna releases his devotees from. But he himself gets bound by the bhakti of his devotees. Right? And then the 7th and the 8th verse, Bilvamangala Thakur is saying, this kind of a chore should be punished. This kind of a chore should be put in the prison house. Which is that prison house? My heart. I want to bind this chore in ropes and put inside my heart. My heart is also like one prison house because it is very dark, full of ignorance. My heart is like that. So that is a nice prison house. I want this chore, Krishna, to be bound there and put inside that. I want to give good punishment for this. Karagruha. Karagruha means prison house. So always, eternally you should live in this Karagruha of my heart. This is what Bilvamangala Thakur says. Finally he says, Nahi mochayami. I will not release you from this prison house. You will forever stay inside my heart prison. Like this, Bilvamangala Thakur is saying. So let us read the translation. I offer my respectful obeisances to that foremost of thieves who is famous in Vraja as the butter thief, Navanita Chauram, and he who steals the gopis' clothes, Gopangananam cha Dukula Chauram, and who, for those who take shelter of him, steals the sins which have accrued over many lifetimes. Aneka janmarjita papa chauram. So he is called Chauragraganya. Agraganya means what? The foremost among the thieves. Chauragraganya. There are so many chores, right? But among all the chores, the best chore, the foremost chore, the chief chore is Krishna. Chauragraganyam Purusham Namami. Purusham, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and I bow down in front of you. Second verse, I offer my respectful obeisances to the foremost of thieves, Chauragraganyam Purusham Namami, who steals Srimati Radhika's heart, Shri Radhikaya Hridayasya Chauram, who steals the dark luster of a fresh rain cloud, Navambuda Shyamala Kanti Chauram. So Bilvamangala Thakur is saying how this Krishna got this blue complexion, because he is stealing that blue color from the newly formed rain cloud. He has stolen it. That's why his body has become bluish. So therefore he is stealing the dark luster of a fresh rain cloud, and who steals all the sins and sufferings of those who take shelter of his feet. Padashritanam cha samasta chauram. So, taking shelter, whoever takes shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, what Krishna does? Samasta chauram. He takes away everything from such a devotee. Everything means what? Whatever is not favorable for bhakti, he will take away. That is why Krishna's one name is called Hari. Hari means what? Harati iti Hari. One who takes away everything from his devotees. He is called Hari. One who takes away. Takes away everything which is inauspicious. Takes away everything which is not favorable. In the estimation of this world, it may be the best thing to possess. But if Krishna feels this is not good for my devotees' spiritual well-being, he will take away that. So he will, that is why he is called Hari. The third verse, he turns his surrendered devotees into paupers and wandering homeless beggar. Alas, such a fearsome thief has never been seen or heard of in all of the three worlds. Akinchani kritya padashritam cha padashritam yaha. Akinchani, we have discussed this, right? Example for this is whom? We discussed Bali Maharaj, right? Narad Muni also. Narad Muni is also roaming everywhere without home, right? Everywhere he is just going. And materially speaking, it is a inconvenience. No home, ठिकाना नहीं है. Keep on going. But Narad Muni said, this is great, very nice it is. I can go more and more places, I can preach the glories of the Lord. Right? Okay. Fourth verse. Mere utterance of his name purges one of a mountain of sins. Such an astonishingly wonderful thief I have never seen or heard of anywhere. Simply by uttering his name, mountains of sins can be destroyed. Fifth verse. O thief, having stolen my wealth, my honor, my senses, my life and my everything, where can you run to? I have caught you with the rope of my bhakti, my devotion. You cut the terrible noose of Yamaraj, you sever the dreadful noose of material existence, and you slash everyone's material bondage, but you are unable to cut the knot fastened by your own loving devotees. O stealer of my everything, O thief, today I have imprisoned you in the miserable prison house of my heart, which is very fearful due to the terrible darkness of my ignorance. And there for a very long time you will remain, receiving appropriate punishment for your crimes of thievery. What is the punishment devotee gives? We discussed already in the last week. Mama Mana Mandire, Bhakti Preeti Mala Chandan. Right? A devotee, We discussed this, no? Bhaktivinoda Thakur's song. He calls the Lord to come and reside in his heart and says, I will offer you bhakti, love. I will offer chandan, sandalwood, mala, flower garland. All this I will offer. So this is, since the theme of this song is Chaura, thief. So in the language of punishing a thief, Bilvamangala Thakur is saying, I will give you appropriate punishment in my heart. Right? Whom will you keep in your heart? Someone whom you love only. You don't keep someone whom you hate and give punishment in your heart, isn't it? So he's saying, I will give you appropriate punishment for all your crimes of thievery. And the last verse, O Krishna, thief of my everything, the noose of my devotion remaining forever tight, you will continue to reside in the prison house of my heart, because I will not release you for millions of eons. So that means always you will be there in my heart. That is a way of saying it. So we'll be singing this song, Chaurastakam, now. Please try to follow in the same tune. Especially during this Purushottam Mass, this song devotees sing every day. Just like we sing Damodar Ashtaka during the Kartik month, this Chaurastakam is sung by devotees during this Purushottam Masa. So, first 7 stanzas we can sing. The 8th stanza, it will be in a different way. You will know when I sing, you can also hear. Now this is loose. Do we have a screwdriver to tighten it? This has to be tightened. Otherwise it keeps falling like this. We have to check every week. Okay. You will play Mridanga? You will try to play?
I think it is Doka. Doka, I don't know.
Okay. So Hare Krishna. No, the problem is here. Huh. Okay. Lift. Hare Krishna. Or do we have that smaller one, portable one? You're not brought. Okay. Am I audible? You're audible, right? Okay, let's start. Vraje prasidham navanita chauram gopangananam cha dukula chauram व्रजे प्रसिद्धं नवनीतचौरं गोपाङ्गनानां च मधुकुलचौरम् प्रसिद्धं नवनीतचौरं गोपाङ्गनानां च मधुकुलचौरम् अनेक अनेकजन्मार्जितपापचौरं चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि। अनेकजन्मार्जितपापचौरं चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि। श्रीराधिकाया हृदयस्य चौरं नवाम्बुदश्यामलकान्तिचौरम्। श्रीराधिकाय हृदयस्य चौरं नवाम्बुदश्यामलकान्तिचौरम्। पदाश्रितानां च समस्तचौरं चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि। चिदंबर सिंह। पदाश्रितानां च समस्तचौरं चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि। भजेतसेथं नवनीतचौरं गोपाङ्गनानां च दुकुलचौरम्। अनेकजन्मार्जितपापचौरं चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि। अनेकजन्मार्जितपापचौरं चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि। 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 अकिञ्चनीकृत्य पदाश्रितं करोति भिक्षुं पथिगेहहीनम्। अकिञ्चनीकृत्य पदाश्रितं करोति भिक्षुं पथिगेहहीनम्। केनाप्यहो भीषणचौरैर्दृक् दृष्टश्रुतो वा न जगत्त्रयेऽपि। दृग्दृष्टश्रुतो वा न जगत्त्रयेऽपि यदीयनामपि हरत्यशेषं गिरिप्रसारानपि पापराशिम् यदीयनामपि हरत्यशेषं गिरिप्रसारानपि पापराशिम् आश्चर्यरूपो ननु चौरयेदृग्दृष्टश्रुतो वा न मया कदापि आश्चर्यरूपो ननु चौरयेदृग्दृष्टश्रुतो वा न मया कदापि व्रजेतसेद्धं नवनीतचौरं गोपाङ्गनानां च दुकुलचौरम् अनेकजन्मार्जितपापचौरं चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि 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 धनं च मानं च तथेन्द्रियाणि प्राणां सहृत्वा मम सर्वमेव धनं च मानं च तथेन्द्रियाणि प्राणां सहृत्वा मम सर्वमेव IISc कोऽत्र धृतोऽद्य चौरस्त्वं भक्तिदाम्नासि मया निरुद्ध IISc कृतधृतोऽद्य चौरस्त्वं भक्तिदाम्नासि मया निरुद्ध भिन्नस्ति घोरं गमपाशबन्धं भिन्नस्ति भीमं भवपाशबन्धम् भिन्नस्ति घोरं यमपाशबन्धं भिन्नस्ति भीमं भवपाशबन्धम् बन्धं नैवात्मनो भक्तकृतं तु बन्धम् छिन्नति सर्वस्य समस्तबन्धं नैवात्मनो भक्तकृतं तु बन्धम् व्रजे प्रसेद्धं नवनीतचोरं गोपाङ्गनानां च दुकुलचोरम् अनेकजन्मार्जितपापचौरं चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि 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 मन्मानसे तामसराशि घोरे कारागृहे दुःखमये निबद्धा मानसे तामसराशि घोरे कारागृहे दुःखमये निबद्धा लभस्व हे चौरहरे चिराय प्रचौर्यदोषोचितमेव दण्डम् लभस्व हे चौरहरे चिराय प्रचौर्यदोषोचितमेव दण्डम् कारागृहे वस सदा हृदये मदीये मद्भक्तिपाशदृढबन्धन निश्चलसन् त्वां कृष्ण हे प्रलयकोटिशतान्तरेति सर्वस्वचौरहृदयान् हि मोचयामि व्रजे प्रसेद्धं नवनीतचौरं गोपाङ्गनानां च दुकुलचौरम् व्रजे प्रसेद्धं नवनीतचौरं गोपाङ्गनानां च दुकुलचौरम् अनेकजन्मार्जितपापचौरं चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि अनेकजन्मार्जितपापचौरं चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि Chauragraganyam Purusham Namami, Chauragraganyam Purusham Namami. Chauragraganyam Purusham Namami, Chauragraganyam Purusham Namami. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Krishna Chandra, Radha Krishna Chandra Radhe. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Vrindavan Dham. Jaya Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Nitai Gauranga. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Krishna Chandra ki, Makhan Chor Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki, Shri Chaurastakam ki, Srila Bilvamangala Thakur ki, Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So there are some questions here, 4 questions behind. So request you to please answer those questions. If you have 2 options, getting back your stolen items and Lord Himself, what would you choose and why? Are you sure? Suppose you're lost, what is that? He can bring your stolen items. See, that is a...
He gives all stolen.
He gives?
If anybody wants, I want something else, I will ask to Lord only.
Why?
Because He will take care of us.
Okay. That means there is a hidden motive here, why you are choosing the Lord.
No.
What is that?
He explained by cutting in bond.
Correct.
One bond, they comes and says, is this your X? No, this is not. Golden, first time golden, then silver. Then we inspired by all the 3.
He got everything. Woodcutter. Correct. Woodcutter stone. So here, we have stolen, we have lost many things. Someone has lost iPhone. Okay, instead of the Kulhadi in that story, you can put iPhone. So you have lost your iPhone. So you have 2 options, to get back your iPhone or you will get the Lord. Which one will you choose and why is the question. You should give a honest answer. What will you choose? iPhone, which you have lost, or Lord? What will you choose? Lord. You will choose the Lord. Pakka. Even in the midnight when you are in the deep sleep, if I ask you, you will give the same answer. Akash?
Yes, Lord Himself.
Why?
Because the stolen items eventually will get stolen again or lost again. But if we get Lord, then we will be like free from every desire and we will not have any desire for those items.
Yeah, good. See, generally people may say, religious people may also say, I want Lord only, I don't want my lost item. Why, if you ask, they will say, so that the Lord will give everything that I want. That means, it is not for the sake of the Lord. It's not that they are loving God, that's why they want God. God can give everything, God can fulfill all their desires. See, this is the difference between pure devotional service, bhakti, shuddha bhakti, pure bhakti, and just bhakti. So just bhakti also there are a lot of people who do. But they see why they are serving God, so that God will be fulfilling their agenda, their desires. Not for the sake of the love of the Lord. See, this is a difference we should understand. Because we have been hearing repeatedly from Srila Prabhupada, now we have become spiritually intelligent. But we should also demonstrate this in our life. Now it is easy to answer. In our life we have to demonstrate this. Pandavas were example for this. They chose to go through miseries. Arjuna chose to fight and kill his own relatives because Lord has told. He gave up his idea. Earlier he had an idea, I don't want to kill these relatives. But the Lord said, no, you should kill because it is my plan. Then he said, okay, because you are saying I will. So in every choice in our life, every action of our life should be driven by the love of the Lord. That is perfection of bhakti. Without any hidden agenda, without any material motives, we have to choose Krishna always. Second, here the Lord is referred as foremost of thieves. What would be your reaction on hearing such allegations? What? Bolo kuch.
Allegations means guilty or trusty.
I don't know how you take it. This is a subjective answer, subjective question. Huh? How do you, when somebody says Lord is chore, what is your response? Arey, what kind of God you are worshipping? He is a butter thief. He's chore you are worshipping? What is the answer? Huh?
This is almost of things because comparing with other things, we will still doing similar things. So some part of us will still be remaining with us.
Okay.
But if Lord Krishna wants to steal something, he steals everything, including ourselves, our soul, everything he will steal.
So you would say, I am very happy to get stolen. My heart should get stolen by this Krishna. Therefore, he is the foremost of thieves. What is your...
He gives all the negatives. Whichever the positive is there, that I will give.
What he will give? Suppose he will not give anything. He will steal everything from you. Then?
If he steals that, that is the better position of me, so-called soul. That is why.
Actually, the application of this in our life we should know. In our lives, we will come across situations where we will have to meet failures, where whatever we planned will not happen. That's a test by Krishna. Will you still continue with the same enthusiasm to serve me? Or will you say, what is the use of chanting this Hare Krishna? See, I became failure. See, I didn't get what I wanted. This is all simply, Krishna will not take care. They are all simply saying in Transdimensions club, some mad people. One mad person will come every week, and there will be some more mad people sitting and hearing. Huh? This is, in real life, it is all not true. Just like that, mind will try to preach to us. But mind also preaches, Maya. So that is a test. So, Pandavas, even though they were going through so many difficulties, they didn't forget Krishna. So this is a test. So in our life, we may come across miseries, difficulties, challenges, even after becoming devotee. But we should not give up Krishna. That is a test. Okay, next question. What would be your attempts to catch the thief who can steal everything including your sins? What is your attempt to catch him? How can we catch that thief? By chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. By chanting with sincerity, calling out